Menstrual cycle. So firstly, we will see the meaning of menstruation. Then we will also see the difference between menstruation and the menstrual cycle. What is the relationship between them? And then also we will see the importance of menstruation cycle for women. And also lastly we will see the hormone involved in menstruation, and when the hormone changes, how the follicle develop, how ovulation happen, and how the thickness of endometrium changes in this short video.
This might seem hard to believe, but right now, 300 million women across the planet are experiencing the same thing, a period. The monthly menstrual cycle that leads to the period is a reality most women on Earth will go through in their lives. But why is this cycle so universal? And what makes it a cycle in the first place? Periods last anywhere between 2 and 7 days, arising once within a 28-day rotation. That whole system occurs on repeat, happening approximately 450 times during a woman's life. Behind the scenes are a series of hormonal controls that fine-tune the body's internal workings to make menstruation start or stop during those 28 days. This inner machinery includes 2 ovaries stocked with thousands of tiny sacs called follicles that each contain 1 oocyte, an unfertilized egg cell. At puberty, ovaries hold over 400,000 egg cells, but release only 1 each month, which results in pregnancy or a period. Here's how the cycle unfolds. Each month, beginning around puberty, the hormone-producing pituitary gland in the brain starts releasing 2 substances into the blood: follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. When they reach the ovaries, they encourage the internal egg cells to grow and mature. The follicles respond by pumping out estrogen. The egg cells grow and estrogen levels peak, inhibiting the production of FSH and telling the pituitary to pump out more LH. That causes only the most mature egg cell from one of the ovaries to burst out of the follicle and through the ovary wall. This is called ovulation, and it usually happens 10 to 16 days before the start of a period. The tiny oocyte moves along the fallopian tube. A pregnancy can only occur if the egg is fertilized by a sperm cell within the next 24 hours. Otherwise, the egg's escapade ends and the window for pregnancy closes for that month. Meanwhile, the now empty follicle begins to release progesterone, another hormone that tells the womb's lining to plump up with blood and nutrients in preparation for a fertilized egg that may embed there and grow. If it doesn't embed, a few days later the body's progesterone and estrogen levels plummet, meaning the womb stops padding out and starts to degenerate, eventually falling away. Blood and tissue leave the body, forming the period. The womb can take up to a week to clear out its unused contents, after which the cycle begins anew. Soon afterwards, the ovaries begin to secrete estrogen again, and the womb lining thickens, getting ready to accommodate a fertilized egg or be shed. Hormones continually control these activities by circulating in ideal amounts, delivered at just the right time. The cycle keeps on turning, transforming each day and each week into a milestone along its course towards pregnancy or a period. Although this cycle appears to move by clockwork, there's room for variation. Women and their bodies are unique after all. Menstrual cycles occur at different times in the month, ovulation comes at various points in the cycle, and some periods last longer than others. Menstruation even begins and ends at different times in life for different women, too. In other words, variations between periods are normal. Appreciating these differences and learning about this monthly process can empower women, giving them the tools to understand and take charge of their own bodies. That way, they're able to factor this small cycle into a much larger cycle of life.
So we have seen how the hormone involved, okay, in the menstrual cycle. So there are a few graphs that you have to know, yeah. Okay, let us see one by one. So if you see here, okay, I have comprised one, two, three, four diagrams. Yeah, the first and the third will be the hormone. Okay, the first diagram and then the third diagram. These are the four graphs that is a must. Okay, this is the graph for the hormone. So yeah, LH, okay, luteinizing hormone, FSH, follicle stimulating hormones, and these two hormones is secreted by the pituitary gland. Okay, and these two hormones will involve in the follicle development. And this hormone also is secreted into the blood, so the blood will carry from the pituitary gland to the follicle, which is located at the ovary. Then you can see here the third diagram where you can see the hormone estrogen and progesterone. Now these two hormones is secreted by the ovary itself. So the two hormones here will influence, or it will affect the thickness of the endometrium, the lining of the uterus. So the different concentration of estrogen and progesterone will affect the thickness of the endometrium. So now let us zoom in, into the first two diagram. The first two diagram where we have the follicular stimulating hormone and also the luteinizing hormone. Now this graph is taken from your textbook. It's taken from textbook. It shows the concentration of the hormones, but there is a problem there where the FSH is seems to decrease in concentration where it shouldn't be. The FSH should have increased in concentration at the beginning of the menstruation. So I have to adjust that graph, so by having another one to replace with this. Let us see. So this is another reference graph that I got it from the internet. I got it from Google. So this one seems better because you can see the follicle stimulating hormone is increasing. When the beginning, at the beginning of the menstrual cycle. So this shows that when the follicle stimulating hormone is increasing, and you remember the function of these hormones. This hormone is to develop the follicle. So you can see on top of the graph there are ovarian cycle. Ovarian cycle, it shows the follicle. So when the FSH is increasing, the follicle also increase in size. So it will increase in size and can become mature. Then only when it mature enough, it will release the secondary oxide, which is inside the follicle. So in order to release the secondary oxide, it needs some help from the luteinizing hormone. So that's why you can see there is a peak. There is a peak in concentration for the LH at around ovulation period, which is around day 12 to day 16. So also during that time, when FSH concentration is the highest, in increasing, and luteinizing hormone is at constant, so the endometrium thickness is decreasing. It shows that this is during menstruation. So when the endometrium wall increase, that means that is under a repair phase. So repair phase is when after the menstruation, around after days number 8, day number 7, 8, it depends. It depends on different women. So after that, when it reach ovulation, that means that the thickness of the thickness of the endometriums are almost or about suitable for fertilization. So then we will see the next graph, which is on the estrogen and progesterone. So if you can see, when the estrogen and progesterone are low, that is the beginning of the menstrual cycle. So where there is the menstruation periods, day 1 to around day 7. So from day 7 onwards, you see the amount of estrogen increased. So the number 3, you can see there's number 3 there. Inside the third diagram, there is a 3 level. So you see the 3 there is an increase in estrogen. concentration of estrogen, but at that moment progesterone is relatively lower. Okay, this shows that estrogen helps in the repair of the lining. When you see the estrogen concentration pick up, okay, increase, or the highest peak of the estrogen, it means that it has done the function to repair the endometrium, means the thickness is almost or suitable for fertilization. So at that peak of the estrogen, there's also followed by the luteinizing hormone, okay, luteinizing hormone, which is ovulation. So after that is, you can see that the progesterone, the concentration increase, okay, that the function of progesterone is to maintain the thickness of the uterus lining. So that is the time where after ovulation, where the uterus is ready, okay, for fertilization and the development of the embryo, if there is a if the fertilization is success, okay, it's a success. Okay, here you will see, okay, we will see the last the combination, okay, the combination of the uterus and also the follicles. Okay, we take away the hormones here, so we will see how the follicle develops. So you see the size of the follicle increasing, and then during ovulation, one secondary oocyte is being released, and then after that the follicle become empty. Then we call the follicle corpus luteum. Now this corpus luteum will function as a endocrine gland where it will secrete progesterone. So if you remember the beginning, I mean the previous part, I said, okay, after estrogen the concentration increase, okay, the progesterone will increase, okay, it will increase to replace the progesterone, to replace the estrogen, because progesterone, the function is to maintain the thickness of the endometrium, the uterus lining. Okay, then you will have this last graph. Okay, this one we have to know, yeah, how to explain as what I have did just now. Okay, we have to know why FSH is higher, okay, increasing in concentration, and then how it's decreasing at constant, and then pick up. Okay, after that how the estrogen and the progesterone hormones come over, okay, in order for the fertilization to take place. And here also you see that pituitary hormones will release two hormones, ovarian hormone, which is in the ovary, will release another two hormones. Okay, so we will continue with the last part where menstruation or menstrual cycle stops. Okay, what happens when menstrual cycle? So when it stops, okay, we will call it the menopause. Okay. Okay, menopause normally occur around age 45. Okay, the around there lah. Okay, sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. So it depends, or it varies from woman to. So before a woman have menopause, yeah, prior to menopause, yeah, they will have some irregular condition. Okay, where the menstrual cycles are irregular. It's not more 28 days. Okay. Is shifted, okay, maybe one cycle later or 2 or 3 cycle later. So when that happens, we call it perimenopause. Okay, perimenopause is the prior to the menopause. Now when the woman, okay, do not have the menstrual cycle for more than 12 cycle or 1 year, okay, then it is to say that the woman have their her menopause. Okay, after the menopause period, okay, the woman will not have the ability to carry or become pregnant. Okay, this means that the ovary stop producing hormones. Okay, there is no more the follicle developments, and there is no secondary oocyte being produced. Okay, so we can see here on the slide. Okay, there's a meaning of menopause, perimenopause, and also premenopause. Okay, the difference of it. Okay, so I hope you can just read up. Thank you.
Menopause is a time in a woman's life when her period stops. It usually occurs naturally, most often after age 45. Menopause happens because the woman's ovaries stop producing the hormones estrogen and progesterone. A woman has reached menopause when she has not had a period for 1 year. Changes and symptoms can start several years earlier. They include a change in periods, shorter or longer, lighter or heavier, with more or less time in between, hot flashes and/or night sweats, trouble sleeping, vaginal dryness, mood swings, trouble focusing, less hair on head, more on face. Some symptoms require treatment.
Talk to your doctor about how to best manage menopause. Make sure the doctor knows your medical history and your family medical history. This includes whether you are at risk for heart disease, osteoporosis, or breast cancer.